it's Zandra's Life. Welcome back to my channel. For all my old subscribers, thanks for coming back and watching another video. And for all my newbies, thanks for subbing to me. Go ahead, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe now and click the bell button so that you get notifications for when I upload new videos. Thanks for stopping in and definitely tuning into my content. So you're here to get the goods. You're ready to start a mindful journey. You're ready to just feel lifted, become awoke, as they say, and start living your best life. So I'm here to give you the juice on how to start your mindful journey. So the one thing I want to start out by saying is that when you're starting this new way of living, because it's a lifestyle, you are literally transforming the way that you think. You are not only shifting your mindset, but really it becomes every part of your being. Being mindful, you got mindful eating, you have mindset itself, which a lot of people kind of like play into law of attraction. You have so many different components to this in regards to the mindful journey or the mindfulness journey, as some will say. It's many different aspects of your life. But today we're going to be talking about specifically your mindset. Being that I am a mindset coach and that is my field of expertise, that is what I feel the most comfortable speaking about. So we're just going to slide right into steps that I have taken into starting my mindful journey, and hopefully they help you get started as well. So the number one thing for me was definitely self-discovery. I have to admit, I think for just about everybody, when starting your mindful journey, learning about self is probably the biggest thing. In fact, that's probably what I work on the most with my clients as a life coach. So you want to figure out how to uproot the things that's inside, kind of bring it to the surface, deal with it, and then move forward. You can't really shift your mindset until you have hit that core, okay? When I say hit the core, I'm talking about all the pain points. I'm talking about all the painful things that have happened to you and that you just don't want to face and you don't want to address. And one of the biggest things, one of the hardest things I should say, one of the hardest factors on this journey is really being real and raw with yourself. And that is my number one point. So number one is about getting very candid with yourself, getting very real with yourself, and being able to face the past pain, okay? So life is all fine and dandy. You're progressing, you're moving forward, all that good jazz, but you have not fully dealt with the things that constantly is popping up into your present day. So deal with those past pains and move forward, okay? Just get very honest with yourself. My next thing is always going to be question your mind blocks. What is it that's triggering the past pain in your present day? And when I say question your mind blocks, because the thing is, it caused stagnation, okay? So what I mean by questioning your mind blocks is being able to ask yourself, what is triggering this emotion? Where is this emotion coming from? How am I feeling in this moment? You really have to get very honest with yourself and learn how to self-check throughout the day, because there are so many different things that we're constantly facing throughout the day that are constant reminders of things that have been, things that were painful in the past for us, and we never like to address them. In fact, what we like to do is kind of do this passive aggressive thing of either blame shifting, or we find a way to deflect away from what is really going on. We like the distraction. So it's very easy to look at somebody else and say, you know what? I see all the wrong things in this person. I'm going to point it out. And sometimes for some people, in order for them to feel good about themselves, they enjoy making others feel bad, and they enjoy bringing other people down. You definitely don't want to be that person. So when you're going throughout this, it can either show negatively or it can show positively. For some people, they enjoy distracting by pouring into others. So they're very, very positive. Be mindful of what it is that you give to others as you are healing. Because the tricky thing about healing is that as you're going on this mindful journey, a lot of things are going to come to the surface. A lot of things that you haven't dealt with are going to start arising. A lot of things that you think didn't bother you actually bothered you. And when they start coming to the surface, you're going to have to know where you're going to compartmentalize each and every single one of those emotions, okay? They can't just come to the surface and that's it. You genuinely need to know where they are going to go, okay? Where are you placing this and how are you going to move forward? Because what will happen if you don't address it that way is that what you'll end up doing is, like I said before, you'll start transferring those emotions to the people around you, okay? Negative energy is very contagious. We all know that, okay? It's extremely contagious. And so is positive energy. But the thing about negativity is the fact that if I'm feeling down about myself and I don't know what to do with those emotions, and you're standing here in front of me and I notice that you're very happy and you seem to be in such a pleasant place, I want you to feel what I'm going through, okay? Like attracts like, misery loves company, things that we have learned before. So naturally, even if I don't come out and say it, because some people will naturally come out and they will do what they need to do to bring the other person down, versus other people it's more of a mental thing. So if anything, they're sitting back and they're thinking, I'm not as good as she is. I can't do it this way. And they start doing that negative self-talk, which I'll talk about in a completely different video. But the negative self-talk is what you want to avoid. So you have to find a way of figuring out where you are going to put these emotions. Once you're letting them out, where are they going? Okay, so categorizing how you plan on moving forward. So now that we got that out the way, you're done. You're questioning your triggers and figuring out what's keeping you stagnant. You want to move forward and you want to think about how to be kind to yourself. Okay, be gentle. This is a rough journey. There's nothing at all that's, to be honest with you, that feels good about uprooting painful things that's going on. Like, there's nothing pleasant about it. If anything, it's very scary. It's very fearful. Okay, it creates a lot of anxiety and you may not want to push forward. I'm just going to be very open and honest about that. Okay, you may not. There are going to be questions and plenty of things depending on if you're working with a coach or if you're working with a therapist. But if you are doing this on your own and you're not quite sure how to navigate your way through the mindful journey and you're asking yourself those very hard questions, it is going to be hard. And there's not a second that you're not going to say, you know what? It was a lot easier living in my norm than it is to go throughout this journey, okay? It was so much easier for me to just live with the pain because I already knew how to put on that mask that I'm used to, okay? It's so much easier to do that versus actually digging everything up and having to deal with the black and the white, because it's all fun when you have that gray area. You can kind of be whatever you want to be. But when you have to deal with, this is what's going on, this is the trigger, this is the cause, and this is the solution that I need to create, it's work. And we all know that sometimes putting in that work is much harder than it is to just live the way that we're already currently living. So you have to decide, okay? You have to truly decide, is this really how I want to live? Do I want to live with just getting by? Okay, do I want to live in survival mode all the time? Or do I want to live a life of having to go through phases, but I know that at the end of these phases, happiness is there, joy is there, a new way of living is there, a new foundation is there. So you have to really figure out which route you plan on taking, because it's not going to be easy. Which leads me into my next point, which is make this a priority. If this is a journey that you are very, very solid in deciding that you're going to move forward mindfully, and you are going to be healed, and you are going to shift your mindset to be a better you and live at your highest self, at your highest potential, make it a priority. This has to be something that you want more than anything, okay? It means a morning routine. It means self-check moments throughout the day. It means certain investments into yourself that will cause you to look very selfish. And that's the part that gets a lot of us stuck, okay? When making this a priority, that means that you make yourself a priority. That means that you make your healing a priority over a lot of people in your life, a lot of close loved ones in your life, a lot of things, okay? For some people, they have left jobs just to make their healing a priority because that environment, that work environment was toxic. So they could no longer stay there. So they needed to move forward and find new employment. Like, this has to be your baby, okay? This is your entire world. It's your heart, it's your core, It's a priority. Nothing at all should get between you and this self-discovery journey. I think I talked a little bit about being kind to yourself, so be gentle. Understand that it's going to be tough, yes, and don't get so hard on yourself if you feel like your progression doesn't look like another person who is saying that they're on this journey as well. It's not going to look the same. It's individualized. You have your own story to tell. So please keep in mind that you need to be gentle with your progress. Okay? It's okay if you feel like you have been stuck in chapter 1 for 6 months or a year. That is okay. You might have some lessons you still need to learn in chapter 1. You're not ready to move to chapter 2 yet. Be okay with that. Being content with something and accepting something is two different things. Because being content means that you're going to stay rooted in what is going on in the current situation. You're not really looking at progression. Make an agreement with yourself that you are going to accept where you are in this present moment, but that you are focused on forward moving actions and that you're focused on progressing throughout this journey. So it's okay to accept where you are in that moment, but always be keeping in mind that you're going to progress, that you are going to move forward. You're focused on forward moving action. Okay, so we want to move on and wrap this video up, and I definitely want you guys to always remember to forgive yourself. Always, always, always remember to forgive yourself throughout this journey. There are a billion things that we're constantly blaming ourselves for, and forgiveness is not only for those in our lives, but for ourselves as well. The key thing to going throughout this journey is learning that you are not perfect, and that moving forward, you won't be perfect. So you have to get into the habit of forgiving that you are accident prone. It's okay. You're going to make mistakes. Forgive yourself and move forward. And last but definitely not least, I want you all to make sure that you are staying grounded in progression. Always knowing, like I said before, forward moving action. So always knowing that you are always progressing in every single moment. Always acknowledge every single milestone that is happening. Stay grounded in who you are and stay grounded in who you are becoming. Always know that you are an evolving being. Congratulations on starting your mindful journey. I hope to see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell button. And congratulations. Have a wonderful journey. Peace, love, and light always. Bye.